So hello again and welcome back to Retro Anime Realm, and today we shall be continuing the great UC Rewatch. And on this episode we shall be covering episodes 7 through till 9 of Mobile Suit Gundam ZZ. And this is going to kind of be a shorter episode really. As you can see, I'm not covering as many episodes as I normally do. It'll only be kind of like 3 episodes this time. That's because I haven't been able to watch too much Gundam over the last week or so. It's been pretty busy for me, but anyway. Also the fact that these episodes kind of continue along in the same vein for the most part that the last one did. I mean, in the last couple of episodes, the plot finally starts to actually move somewhere. We finally have like all the characters going off into space, which is something that frankly we've had to wait far too long for. So we've finally got some kind of movement with the storyline, which is great for a change after everything being repeated for so long. Yeah, basically we have like the first kind of 2 episodes of this little section we're covering here, which again they're in the colony again, and we have the appearance of Ruruka. Is that her name? Or Luruka? I can never remember which one it is. There's so many different ways to say her name, but anyway, I think I got it right the first time. I believe it's Ruruka. But she appears, and she's like a cool looking character, but we haven't seen enough of her yet, to be honest, to really make too much of a judgment on that over these episodes. But she seems to be quite smart and seems to be like a fairly good pilot. I really don't understand why, if she had like good competency as a pilot, that she wasn't sent out to the Argama much earlier than she actually was. I don't know, maybe it's just actually taken her that long amount of time to actually get there. You would have thought after all like the decimation to the Argama's crew that they would have got that if there was like reinforcements that could be provided to them from Levion Rose, that they would have been there as quick as a flash and to give some kind of help to them. I mean, it's like the AUG's leading ship. But yeah, she's here now, and she pilots like a core fighter looking thing, which, spoilers aside, really, this is like a part of the Gundam ZZ, which is going to show up fairly soon. I don't think I'm spoiling anything there when I say that. So she's piloting that, and that means that the new mobile suit, the new Gundam, is going to appear fairly shortly, like much earlier than it does in most other Gundam series, where they tend to appear halfway through. So we've had her appear, we've had the characters go off into space, really. We've had like the final embarrassment of Yazan, who, like I said, I think in the previous episode I did on this channel about this, that he's kind of been degraded into something of comic relief status, which is a real shame. But like I said before, I don't begrudge the fact that Tomino decided to make something a bit more light-hearted compared to the end of Zeta Gundam, so I'm not really going to complain overly too much about that, to be quite honest. But yeah, the characters have all moved off into space now. They're trying to find the Levion Rose to try and finally patch up the Argama from its damage. We have Beecher and Mondo who are trying to move themselves off the Argama. It seems they don't really want to be under like Bright's commands. They kind of they'd rather be a part of Zeon instead, which is it's an interesting decision. When most people watch Gundam Double Zeta, and most people think that they are being stupid, and the first time I watched that, I certainly thought was the case. This is the second time round I've watched this series now, and I actually think they have a case for wanting to leave the Argama. In actual fact, I don't think they're as stupid as they seem, because I can kind of understand Beech's logic actually about why he thinks it's better off the Argama. The AUG is like in a terrible state at the moment. The Argama is in a terrible state. It's probably going to be destroyed very soon. Well, as things look at the moment, in their current situation, the only real pilot they're relying on at the moment is the guy who's only just been piloting the Zeta Gundam for a matter of days, and before then had no piloting experience whatsoever. I don't know if Beecher and Mondo are aware of like the history of Zeon. I imagine they are, because they do go to school even though they don't attend too much, as we've seen in the previous episodes. But we know that Amashima does have is like someone in Zeon who has some kind of a moral compass. He is someone who seems to, even though he's a member of Zeon, he does seem to treat people well. He does seem to treat his subordinates well. And maybe I can't remember up to this point how much Beecher and Mondo know about Mashima and his crew. Keeping that in mind, like the situation with Yeug and how Mashima is and like as a person so far, we've seen he isn't exactly evil, like he has a moral compass. I can kind of see why, yeah, they have a reason. I can see why Beecher has like a reason to think about wanting to leave Yagma, because things aren't too great at this point. I mean, in terms of like them, he stated that he wants them to go back safe, just wants them to get out of this situation and go back to Shangri-La. I think as far as that is concerned, I think maybe leaving the Argama and like handing the Argama over to Zeon is probably like the best idea. But their life wasn't really anything special on Shangri-La anyway, and they were living, it seems, quite a poor lifestyle out of there. When you look at it that way, it really isn't the best idea at all. I still kind of think that, I just think they have a reason. I still think like the others have like the better idea of staying on board the Argama, because they have more to, they can actually choose to live a better life on the Argama than they had before, living like a crummy life on Shangri-La being a scrap dealer. Even though they were probably living safer before, at least they have more chance of like success and actually doing something in their lives, like being a part of the Yeug. But I think that's kind of like the most interesting point about these episodes. What reasons Beecher and Mondo actually have for staying compared to leaving and going back to Shangri-La. But in any case, that's just kind of what I thought about these small bunch of episodes. I'll be back with another episode covering the next section of Gundam Double Zeta. So yeah, I'll see you again soon.